Ayurveda is not a rocket science where you need to learn about molecules and enzymes and all that, but it is more a science of common sense. So if you have a good common sense, you can make out what is good for you and what helps your gut and what can promote your well-being. So having said that, we have heard this common notion that we are what we eat. That's just a very small, paradigm. But what Ayurveda says is, even in a larger sense, the health is dependent on just not what you eat, but it also depends on what you digest and what you assimilate is what is important, because that's the key factor. If you eat something that's really good, let's talk about like superfood. Somebody eats, spirulina, or even like beetroot extract or something like that, which are now considered to be superfoods. And if they don't digest, if they don't break it down and assimilate into the body, then the same substance can be detrimental or can tax the gut. So that's where we are going to start with. We are going to make sure that whatever we are consuming is broken down in the body in a very systematic fashion, and then we assimilate it. Because Ayurveda says that if you take anything from the external environment, which is coming in the form of food, the food has to be broken down into body elements. So the nature's elements need to be made into body elements. What is the intermediate factor here is the digestion, is what we call as Agni. Later in this presentation, we're going to talk a lot about this Agni, which is part of our common sense phenomena that we will use, how to use this Agni for our health and well-being. So just not what we eat, what we digest. So look at what we eat nowadays. See, we eat some things that are really, not meant for our guts to be handled. The current studies show that we have about 87,000, additives that is allowed by the Food Administration to be consumed. We don't know what are their long-term benefits or side effects. We have to be very careful what we are ingesting. So like look at, for example, in this, all of you have seen the movie of King Kong. The King Kong was killed not by the planes, but by the cupcakes that it consumed. So if King Kong cannot break it down what we are eating, we can think about how our guts are being extremely challenged by our diet. So next slide, please. So what we see, this is in my observation, also a population study in the US, general population that we see. We are looking at, unprecedented amount of digestive issues. That's because what we are consuming and the state in which we are consuming, and then how we respect and have an attitude towards food. So I want to tell all of our listeners here, Ayurveda is telling you what type of attitude you should have towards your food so that your gut is more healthier because of your attitude towards food. And also how you should be mindful in carefully, crafting what you need for balancing your gut, because every person's diet is not the same. From Ayurvedic point of view, each person is unique. Every person is unique, and they have to cater to that uniqueness. And that's the specialty of Ayurvedic, principles of gut health.